Hi again, this is another eBay listing video. But again, if you're interested in Disney or comics, you might be interested in to see what I have, even if you don't plan to buy. But these are I have two of them. They're being sold together. So Goofy and also Pluto. You can see Dumbo's in here. He plays a big part in this particular issue. Interestingly, they have the Casey Jr. Circus train, but later they have what's not the train. It was originally sold in Australia, New Zealand, Rhodesia, Malaysia, Malta, Nigeria, South Africa, along with the UK. Originally 5 pence from 1974. The paper is not like glossy. Most of the book is in color, but they do have some black and white. It was made by Magazine Limited, not somebody we have here in the States. It really has a mix of characters with Mickey, Clarabelle, Goofy, Donald, the nephews. There's a big part about Dumbo in this particular one. Again, I think, yeah, Casey Jr.'s in it, but he is not really Casey Jr. Here, I don't want to like hurt these too much, but you can see Casey Jr. is like a traditional train, and you can see like Goofy and Good Luck Charm is black and white, but as you see, Dumbo is all in color. Also the back, you even have, as you can see, the fairies. They also have the Beagle Boys and the nephews. Now I'm not 100% certain on this. I can't tell you 100% for sure, but I believe that these were in fact mostly original stories. I know that they did sometimes do reprints, but again, I've even talked with some for I'm working on some book about some Disney-related comic things. I don't want to get too into what it's about, not purely about comics, but and so from what I know about it is that they had, pretty much like, okay, you can use Disney characters, pay us money. I think there hopefully was some approval. I think, Disney has always been pretty protective of their IP. But I think, again, sometimes there are stories. It can be hard. I can't really find anything about who wrote these stories in here. This one's from, by the way, it's from 75, Donald and Mickey. It's a little more expensive because, it's later, 1 year later. It's a Gyro Gear Loose cover if you're into that. And again, on the back you have Gyro and his little, I don't know the name of that guy, but I do, but I can't think of it right now. And you also have, I want to say that's Moby Duck. I'm pretty sure that was him. You have a Super Goof episode. You have the boys with Gyro and Donald Duck, and some stuff with Mickey in here. Again, it's mostly in color. I want to be kind of careful with the photos. There's some black and white, but most of it is in color. You have Mickey with his nephews. You have some stuff with Lady and the Tramp with Scamp. And oh, I forgot to mention, they also had, both of them have some stuff with the Big Bad Wolf and his, I guess, son. Does it say? Yeah, his son. And they even have the little part about the Aristo kittens. Instead of the Aristo cats, it was Aristo kittens. So these are interesting for, and it does have the 3 little pigs in it too. This is interesting. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure that every story in here. I do know sometimes they did have reprints, and even some of the bigger characters, when they did do things like Barks or Don Rosa, people could tell that these were the better comics, and sometimes that's what they referred to them as, like the better comics, because they knew this is like, we know this one guy. We don't know his name because they're not putting his name in the comics at this time, especially overseas, but they knew that these were the good writers. So you do have, although, yeah, that looks weird when you look at like Donald. I feel like he should have a little bit of his hand there. They do the same with, I know, because he's kind of pink, so he's not necessarily, I guess he's still Huey. But Dewey kind of seems kind of like Donald, where he's not really, like, I feel like he should have a little hand extra. Anyway, but they're really interesting. They're probably original stories, so if you're into Disney comics, it's also just something rare and unique because it's from overseas. Overall, there are not as many of these just because the UK is not as big anyway, so I think they're actually a really good deal. And like I said, I'm selling them together. They're not in, like, they're not bad shape. It's hard to say what shape because they're a different, paper and different, they're different than how we have them. So I don't know I don't like to grade these things anyway. They're more just as is. It's just a unique little thing. So if you're interested, make sure to bid, and we'll see how it goes. I might get more of these in the future if people are interested. And if you just are interested in like learning about the comics or learning about pop culture, Disney, anything about pop culture, I will have some interviews with some of the writers, hopefully, coming up soon. I wanted to raise the number of viewers before I really had people spend time doing interviews, but I'm getting closer to where I want to be able to do that, and I've already been talking with some different people about doing interviews, so those hopefully come soon. And just make sure to subscribe and leave comments if you have anything to say, and I hope to see you again. And for those bidding, good luck. Thanks. Bye.